All right, let's bring in our very own Herman Edwards, and I'm sure he has a take on this. Herm, Michael and Don here. If you're Mike Pettin and you have to name a starter right now, who would it be?
Well, first of all, I don't have all the information Mike Pettin has, and I think we all sit here and we want to judge what Mike Pettin should do, and that's great because that's what we get paid to do. But he's there every day. He's in the meeting rooms. He understands the process of what he's going through with the quarterbacks. But you guys made some good points. The problem he has right now is that Hoyer has not distinguished himself enough to say that he's ready to be the starter of this football team, and that's the problem. Because you're talking about a young guy in Johnny Manziel that comes out of college that had no playbook, had no sense of how to call plays out of the huddle, and he's learning all this, and it's even. So when it's even, if this is a guy you drafted, and you sit here and say, well, we're worried about maybe we'll bring him along slow. Why? He's going to have to play Pittsburgh twice. He's going to have to play Baltimore twice. They happen to be in his division, so you can't get away from those games. You have to play them eventually. So I just think if you're Mike Pettin, you're looking at this situation. I got to put the best guy in there that won't lose games. Won't lose games. Because right now you're going to lose your receiver. You got a good tight end. You got some runners. You want to play defense. You want to play kind of what the Jets want to play. You want to play with a quarterback that can make some plays with his feet. Johnny Manziel can do that. And you're going to have to live with the fact that if you decide to start Johnny Manziel, he's going to throw 20 interceptions. That's what he's going to do. Now, he's going to make some plays. He's going to extend some plays for you. He'll make some plays. So that's what you got to live with. And I think this third preseason game will kind of tell you the direction he's going in. Because the thing you got to realize with Johnny Manziel, you're running an entirely different offense with him and Hoyer. Two different offenses. And if you're Kyle Shanahan, you're going to run the same offense you ran with Robert Griffin in Washington his rookie year. You're going to put him in that pistol formation, let him run some plays out of there, let him move in the pocket, throw the football, and have a nice day.
Now, it sounds like he's a confident kid, so maybe you don't worry about it being shaken, but would you be concerned, no matter who the quarterback is you know what, week one, there's always hope, right? I mean, if you bring him in later in the season when the team maybe is already out of it, take some of the pressure off. But if you bring him in week one, even if you say, hey, listen, kid, make your mistakes, whatever, he's a competitor. He's going to want to win games. So can he handle trying to improve and also being in a relevant season early on to try to win games when his team is still mathematically alive?
The one thing you have to worry about is Johnny Manziel's confidence.
Okay.
And we've seen other guys in the league that were thrown into it right away. Peyton Manning suffered through that. Troy Aikman suffered through that. Now, there's been some other guys, Blaine Gabbert, not so much. This won't affect Johnny Manziel. This won't affect how he feels about it. Johnny Manziel's probably wondering, why am I still competing against this guy? I should be the starter. If you ask Johnny Manziel, truly, if you just took him off air and it wasn't on camera, he said, man, I should be starting. You kidding me? Just put me in the gun and let me go. Let me play.
Now, the politically correct thing to say, if you're Mike Pettin, I'm outraged that he flipped off the Redskins sideline. And I guess 20 years ago, I would have been outraged, but what's the big deal? Johnny Manziel has to apologize because he has to apologize. Not that you think he did anything wrong. Probably shows his toughness. If you're his coach, how much would that have bothered you?
Well, I've always believed this, and hopefully I kind of live my life that way. I believe in discipline. This team has committed 21 fouls in 2 games. And the discipline of the team is a reflection of the head coach. And if you're not going to be a disciplined football team, you're going to lose games, to be quite honest. Now, flipping the bird off, obviously, that's not professional football. Not under my watch. Just not under my watch. The other coaches say it's okay, and it might be okay. It might be okay for you guys. Not okay for me. Because that shows me a lack of poise. And you're the quarterback. Now, if you want to say something back to the guy, say something back to him. But when you decided to flip the finger, that tells me they got to you. And how can they get to you? Because you had this happen to you in college. They're always mocking you. They've been mocking you ever since you've been playing football. So how all of a sudden on a night where you're struggling to win the job and you're on Monday Night Football that you want to do this? Because the problem is you bring me into the mess. Because now I'm the head coach, and I got to go to the press conference after the game. We're not talking about who's the starting quarterback. We're talking about you giving somebody the bird.
No, you're exactly right. I got into a discussion with somebody earlier today. I said, the guy hasn't accomplished a thing. And they say, well, wait a minute, he won a Heisman Trophy. Who cares? That doesn't mean anything in the NFL, does it? I mean, Gino Toretto won a Heisman Trophy. Charlie Ward won a Heisman Trophy, right? When these guys come in, no matter how great they were in college, they're starting from zero, right?
They're starting from zero, and I've always told guys this, look, guys, it's real simple. Just because you have a helmet and your name on the back of the jersey, that don't make you a professional football player. That don't make you a pro. Doesn't make you a pro. It gives you an opportunity to be a pro. It's my job to make sure you understand how to be a professional and how we're going to act, how we're going to conduct ourselves. I don't mind guys being chippy as long as they keep their composure. I was a chippy guy. I get it. You can be chippy, but don't cross the line. Because when you cross the line, you allow it to happen, then it becomes a lack of discipline. And then all of a sudden your whole team plays that way. And then you're a team sitting there, and I've already said it, you got 21 fouls in 2 games. You're not going to win. You're struggling enough, and you're not good enough to commit 10 penalties a game and win games. You're not.
Herman Edwards is with us, our ESPN NFL analyst. Let's shift over to our local teams here. A lot of people in New York are very, very afraid that Eli has looked so bad in McAdoo's new offense. Is it much ado about McAdoo's offense? I mean, is it much ado about nothing?
It's much ado about it's a new system for everybody. And you got to, Eli is a veteran quarterback, played a long time, and now he's trying to process the information as well as the receivers, as well as the offensive line that's not in flux right now. All those things become an issue. It's new. It's new. And they'll be much better off in the middle of the season than they will in the beginning. And that's why you got to hope your defense is your strength going into this.
And that hasn't been that great.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, that's what you're hoping when you make this change. Because defensively, you haven't changed. Your coordinator's the same. Now, you got new players over there, whatever it may be. But they've got to hold the fort for a little while you get in tune with this offense.